I don't agree with Coach Van Gundy at all. And I just came from the locker room. I just spoke to the coach. I mean, it's an insult to the entire league to suggest that these guys are going out on the floor and aren't doing their very best to win games. Now, if what Stan Van Gundy is addressing is what appropriate rebuilding, which every organization goes through, and it's not just sports. I mean, you look at, in any business, you look at short-term results and long-term results. And even if you told a business, if somebody told you a business was being operated quarter by quarter, you'd say, that's not the way to operate a business. You'd say you need a strategy. You need to look at the long term. And I think what this organization is doing is absolutely the right thing. What they're doing is planning for the future and building an organization from the ground level up. And so, and if you look at what's happened here over the last several years, it's badly needed. Somebody needs a plan. Somebody needs a vision to win here. And I think that's what's happening here.
When you say the players want to win, the coaches even criticize them for lack of effort. So apparently they don't want to win enough, but that's not the point that Stan Van Gundy made.
That's between a coach and his players.
Okay, but when you put a team out on the field, you know can't be competitive. I understand everybody, and I understand they're trying to get a good pick. I get all that. But when you put a non-competitive team on the court, how can the NBA accept that, knowing that's what they're doing?
Once again, this is an organization that's rebuilding. I think these players are among the very best players in the world. I don't accept your premise that these aren't top-notch players. And this is a team sport. It takes a while for a team to gel and for a team to come together. So I accept what they're doing here. I mean, it's a zero-sum game in terms of wins and losses in the NBA. Not every team is going to be successful every year. What you ask for as fans is there be a strategy and a vision in place to win over time.
Commissioner, when a system is such that the team has to go all the way to the bottom in order to get back to the top, do you think there's a problem with that?
I'm not sure if that's the case, that a team has to go all the way to the bottom to get to the top. And I think if you look at the champions, for example, over the last 3 decades in the league, that hasn't necessarily been the case. Having said that, I don't want to ignore the issue and pretend I don't understand the chatter is out there. And if there's a perception out there that teams need to be bad to be good, we need to address it. I mean, look, we have a draft lottery. Obviously, the purpose of having a draft lottery was to disincentivize teams from intentionally losing games in order to get a higher draft pick. We thought we solved that problem with the draft lottery, and we've tinkered with it multiple times over the years. If we need to adjust it again, we will. And so I am concerned about the perception. I'm not concerned about what's happening in Philadelphia, but I'm concerned that there's a perception in the league that it's not in a team's interest to do its very best on the court.